Today is a beautiful, windy Monday in the Bahamas on the 4th of March 2019. And in just 2 years, the Bahamian people will be coming to the poll to elect once again a new government. In 2 years, after May, 2 years. And you ask yourself how the Bahamian people benefited from this new government. I often wonder, and it's mind-boggling to so many persons, why I speak. I just was born with leadership skill. I have that knack to make Abaco great again. I don't like people taking advantage of Abaco. Everybody that knows me, all my life I've been in Abaco, and I always get in trouble with only one set of people. The police. See, they cannot do anything to me because I live that don't care fi life. If you interfere with me, I'm like a Jew. I'm the only black Jew in Abaco. You kill my dog, I'm gonna mess up your cat. I'm going a straight and narrow road. I try not to interfere, but because I speak, they always pay the police off, and the police is on my case. 57 years, I've been charged with 1,000 things wrongly, and still in the courts for parking, driving a taxi, when for 10 years, these same police turn a blind eye to Baker's Bay. That is how we become such a corrupt nation. I am elected. Every time I run up for local government, I'm elected as a past chief counselor. And what the people of Baker's Bay don't know about Kai, all those ones that shake their head every time they see me doing a photo, they don't understand that Kai Mills was on the street protesting against the persons that didn't want this project. See, y'all don't know, 14 years ago, I was at the forefront. Many of them don't speak to me now, like Fred Gottlieb. Fred Gottlieb could never have gone on the ferry to have his meeting with Gladys and all the girls there was involved in the Baker's Bay, the big lawyers that got all the money. But Johnny Dose could tell you, when Kai came to the meeting, nobody dare say a word. They would not allow no meetings to be in Baker's Bay on Guana Key. But when Kai Mills showed up, it was a game changer. So all of y'all would nod in your head because of who I am back then and still to date. You have a job. Because Guana Key people, the ones who are benefiting back then, didn't even want Baker's Bay people to walk in Guana Key. I got in the middle and tried to make a difference because I saw Baker's Bay as a great opportunity for Abaconians. And I still believe that to date. And I know to date, Michael Melman and the owners of those property would not be in agreement to how the workers that make their stay one of the most comfortable stay in the world when they come to Baker's Bay line up out in the elements, because the people in Baker's Bay have such high regards for their pets. They wouldn't let their dogs line up for an hour, 2 hours in the sun. Neither person that own a dog on Baker's Bay would allow such treatment of their animal, nor less Bahamian. And I hope that somehow these videos would get to the owners of Bakers Bay, and especially Mike Melman, because I don't think Michael Melman would be in agreement with it either. But watch this. The government of the Bahamas just spent over $1 million to make the workers of Bakers Bay more comfortable by building a road into Bakers Bay. Wow. Hats off for my MP, Darren Henfield, to make that happen. But then on the other end, Darren Henfield didn't know that two members of his government was in collusion with Bakers Bay to get a $25 million deal. These guys sit at the table and even took the garbage contract. They didn't even leave the garbage because the garbage contract is lucrative also. So that got included in the $25 million. But watch this, Nassau and the rest of the Bahamas, because Abaco already know the story. Even while Bakers Bay pulled away from Albury's Ferry, months later, the government of the Bahamas is still paving the highway and putting marks on the road. Something is wrong psychologically in the leadership. You know the contract has been taken, and while the persons are lined up on the street, you're still down there putting tar on the road. Waste of government expenditure. So then, if my MP saw it lucrative enough to have the road paved to alleviate the stress, all the bump and the bruises of the vehicle going into Bakers Bay, shouldn't somebody be speaking out along with Kai Mills for the conditions that the people have to endure before they go to work? It should be a government problem. Minister responsible for labor shouldn't let 500 workers endure such cruelty, standing up over an hour before coming to work. The government of the Bahamas that got involved directly by their collusion with Bakers Bay, and while it's the government collecting funds from a contract that they took from a legitimate businessman in Abaco. And Hubert Ingram told me that Albury's Ferry owner is not a Bahamian. Well, I knew his father, and I knew him from a boy back and forth in Manawar. So, Mr. Ingram, you got to get your story straight. He is a Albury, and he's a Manawar Albury. And Albury's Ferry has been always owned by Albury. He just happened to be back and forth with business into Freeport and America. But I don't care who he is. My story is that the government should not be getting, I'm talking about the members of parliament that are the government. You could pretty it up much as you like. Common sense ain't common sometime, but common sense will tell you that two members of the F&M government, high-ranking members, you know who they are getting the first lion's share of $25 million, whilst they are members of parliament in the F&M government. That can't be right. But that's the order of the day. And they are still picking up people taking $1,000 sometime a day. $100 a car is a lot of cake. Kai have not drive $100 in a long time, and these guys do it every day. And the police, that is what boggling to me. All the agencies are turning a blind eye. Road traffic under Bishop Campbell, the Bishop of the Church of God, Abaco, Dundastan, my pastor. I say that not proudly, but he is my bishop. I'm a Church of God man. And he turned a blind eye for 10 years telling Kai a bunch of foolishness when I know that these guys don't have no license. Why isn't a disc on their car 10 years later because the law doesn't allow it. But then, again, why the hell we bring these speed cop in? Is Baltimore getting paid under the table to allow these traffic cop not to do their job? Because they ain't supposed to look at which company it is. They look on the windshield, and if the particulars are not on the windshield, they are supposed to be righted up. No excuse. Zero excuse. How could it be that Baker's Bay buses are riding daily? 10 years. Not one ticket. Not one disc on the windshield. See, I got the Holy Bible right next to my disc. That is what's supposed to be on the windshield. Baker's Bay ain't see one of them on the windshield in over 10 years. And coming into International Airport, the police sergeant turn a blind eye. Road traffic, turn a blind eye. When they go downtown there, the police on motorcycle, turn a blind eye. We are becoming a corrupt society when the police is forced to disobey the law and turn the eye. Kai case, that's all I'm doing is telling my story as Kai Mills know it. And I know there's too much collusion and there's too much corruption in this government to date. 2 more years. 2 more years. WCAY, waiting for the 2 more years to over.